welcome back. This week I am going to continue working on my Mary Sanderson cosplay. This week I am going to make her blouse. Not really sure if her blouse is a blouse, as we consider it, or if it's a chemise. I'm going to assume it's a chemise based on when she is from. However, I'm not going to make it as a chemise because, you know, she's already got 3 skirts and it's Central Florida and it's hot. It's currently 97 degrees and it is 8 a.m. So, I will be proceeding with it as a shirt. You can do you. If you would like to make it a full-length chemise, have at it. The amount of fabric also to consider there. So, all right. Thinking of the fabric, I showed you guys the other day when we looked at my fabric haul video. This is an orange plaid. I looked high and low for this bad boy. It's a little lighter than it was in the pictures on fabric.com. Not gonna lie. But it is 100% cotton, so after this entire process is over, if I still think it's too light, I can go back in and darken it with fabric dye. Nothing new there for me. What I did want to replicate was this, these boxes, these plaid boxes. That was important, which is why I chose it. I did choose it also because it was cotton, knowing that it's still hot, it would be absorbent. So, I'll show you guys up close. For the pattern, I'm going to be using this guy, Simplicity 9469. I know patterns are expensive. They have not been going on sale as often as they usually are. When they do go on sale, they're not really in stock. You don't really have to use the exact same pattern that I'm using. I chose this particular pattern because it's got the basics for what I want. Once Mary's corset's on, all you can really see is from here up and the sleeves. So I wanted the blousey sleeves. With this particular pattern, I'm going to have to add some volume to the sleeve at the shoulder. And then I'm also going to have to tweak the scalloped neckline. But that's to be expected. I'm not going to like just randomly find a pattern that magically has that scalloped neckline. But if you don't have this pattern, or if you want to look for something else, a couple of other options. If you don't mind a raglan sleeve, you could go with New Look 6472. You could also do McCall's 8256. I personally don't love raglan sleeved blouses underneath a corset. But it's personal preference. I don't really have a rationale for it. If you don't like raglan sleeves, you could also use McCall's 7901. Those would all be really viable options. And again, go through your patterns, compare that neckline that would give you that nice scoopy, low scooped neckline. You know, because Mary's got some nice cleavage showing. Own it. If you got them, flaunt them. And then for her necklace, this has been a source of contention for me. Her necklace is directly attached to her shirt, and I almost think it's part of what holds her shirt on. Like, it keeps, like, instead of elastic, You know, like I have a couple of Ren Fair shirts that the neckline is elastic because it's a modern thing. I haven't looked too deeply into the history behind why they would have done it. I may. I don't know. But I know for me, once that I put that necklace on, it's going to make getting that blouse over my big noggin even harder. So I will be adding a clasp to the necklace once it's attached, if that makes sense. Okay. Let's get sewing. Okay, so the original pattern lines are the red lines that I've provided, and I'm going to keep this spot as my lowest point for my cleavage line, and this spot for my highest point for like where I want my shoulder seams to match, so I don't have to alter the back of the shirt pattern. So I'm going to put my scallops in, and I want to kind of ultimately follow this shape. I want to keep this ultimate shape. And then for my facing, I'm going to copy this exact same shape and then adding a 2 inches or so overlap. So I'll redo this section as my facing. To put a little bit of bulk up here at the seam that goes into the shoulder, I cut the sleeve down the center and opened it up into like a V shape. And I'm going to tape a new piece of tissue in here, and that will give it some gathering in that seam. Okay, I've got everything cut out, and now I am going to assemble it. See you on the other side. Can you guys see that? As a blouse, I don't know that I would ever wear this. Like, I don't know, actually, it's not too shabby. It's cute. It's cute. I mean, I followed the instructions, so if you are going to reproduce this, I literally just followed the instructions that came with the pattern. I did nothing different other than reshaping this collar and adding some width at the top of the sleeves so that it would gather like I wanted that. So that hits me in about the same amount of cleavage it hits Kathy's hits her. So that's good. I think at this point it's just a matter of now making the necklace. This actually kind of looks cute with jeans. Alright, So even as a top, this isn't too shabby. As a cosplay costume, it's fantastic. I'm happy all around. I was worried this was going to be frumpy. But I think this pattern is a total keeper. So, cool. Alright, let's work on the chains. I stopped at the end of assembling the shirt last night. I did not go on to adding the necklace. I'm really, really happy with how this has turned out. Idealistically, if I had a body double or a mannequin, I'd put the blouse on the mannequin and then pin all of the beading where I wanted it exactly to be. I don't have a body double. Why? I have no idea, because wouldn't someone like me, benefit from one? So what I think I'm gonna do is I have some foam core, you know, like the stuff you use to make posters, the thick stuff. I have some of that. I'm gonna slip it up inside the shirt and maybe I can pin to that. All right, I'm gonna switch it over to my desk so that you guys can see what I'm doing. I mean, it's not perfect. It's not a perfect plan. It'll work. Alright, so I need something to actually hold this down because it's going to keep flopping open. Candy always works. I know I'm using an extensive amount of creative license, and I am okay with that. If you're not comfortable with using creative license, then you might want to look at a different store for what parts you're going to use, but the process would still be the same. Don't forget your candy. I think it's gonna go like that. I'm gonna use my eye pins to assemble that, and I'll let you see how it looks when it's done. So I've got this all pinned where I want it to go, which is why I wanted this foam core behind it. It's also kind of why I didn't want to pre-make the necklace. I wanted to make sure that my pattern was symmetrical and worked. That being said, I'm gonna finish this up and then I will see you guys in the reveal. Okay, final thoughts time. I'm really happy with how this entire thing came out. I could have gotten away with making the chain a little tighter. But I'm okay with it. I know I've said it throughout the video a couple of times. I'm not going for 100% screen accuracy. I'm going for like 90% screen accuracy. And even at 90% screen accuracy, I'm still thousands of times better than whatever you would buy at Party City or Amazon or whatever. Whether I decide to darken this orange or not is still yet to be seen. I really like this subtle purple stripe as is. And I'm afraid that if I go in with the darker orange, that it'll hide it. But I may still change my mind once I have the entire thing assembled. I may change my mind. You guys may find out later whether I do or not. That hasn't been filmed yet, so it's nothing like today. As of what I am filming right now, the skirts and the blouse roll I have finished, so I'm not projecting what may or may not be done. That being said, yeah, so I mean, I could have gone a little deeper with the circle of this neckline. I personally went a little conservative on it because I was freaked out about overdoing it and then I can't put it back once it's gone. But I still have like 3/4 of a yard left over, so if I decide later I want to go a little further, I can trim it down more and then use some of my fabric scraps to make a new facing. That's always a possibility.